To transform this film into tape, they coat one side with a hot adhesive known as hot melt, made from several ingredients. Synthetic rubber gives it flexibility. A UV protector keeps it from drying and discoloring, while an antioxidant prevents aging. Synthetic resin makes it sticky, while pigmentation oil provides a choice of colour, in this case, tan. They load the hot melt into a preheated holding tank, which maintains it at a piping 200 degrees Celsius to keep it from hardening. The tank pumps the adhesive to a machine called the gluer. They wipe away the excess, then roll the film, and there goes the adhesive. The black cooling roller immediately hardens it. A computerized sensor ensures there's an even coat of adhesive. If not, it automatically signals the pump to adjust the output. Now a machine called a rewinder rolls the tape onto spools. When a spool fills, a knife separates the tape at the splice point so that winding can begin on the next spool. The tape on just one of these spools would run the length of 85 football fields. The spools feed a row of sharp razor blades called slitters, which divide the 1.5 meter wide tape into several strips. Shipping tape is 48 millimeters wide, so they get 31 strips per spool. Each strip winds onto a cardboard core, its end sealed with a tab. The length of tape per roll varies according to the customer's specifications. As the machine ejects the finished tape, in comes the next batch of cardboard cores. Then it's off to the packaging department. Nothing's shipped out, however, before a quality control check. They test a sample roll from each spool. In one test, they unroll the tape sticky side up, then release a tiny stainless steel ball down an incline, measuring how far the ball rolls before it sticks and comes to a stop. To pass the test, the ball has to adhere within a certain distance. The stopping distance varies depending on the type of adhesive tape. Coming up on How It's Made. Tofu. They work hard to make it interesting. And lottery tickets. Sometimes a winner and always a gamble. See you after the break. Welcome back to How It's Made. Later we'll look at lottery tickets. Sometimes a winner and always a gamble. But first, some people just can't get past that rubbery texture. But tofu enthusiasts say it's all in the preparation. Tofu is a great source of protein, low in saturated fat and cholesterol free, and it's versatile, absorbing whatever flavours surround it. Tofu is made from soya beans, the seeds that grow in the pods of the soybean plant. They contain 40% protein, more than double the protein in beef or fish. They start by soaking the soybeans in cold water for 18 to 24 hours, depending on the season. In winter, beans are stored in outdoor silos and take time to warm to room temperature. Here's what beans look like before and after soaking. As they absorb the water, they double in size and soften up a bit. The bloated soybeans go onto a conveyor belt, where a rotating device transports them to a crushing machine. The machine crushes them into a thick and grainy soup of soybean milk and pulp. It does this by forcing the beans through an internal filtering screen. Next, they transform the soup into a paste by heating it in a steam cooker for 3 to 4 minutes. Then it's into a centrifuge. As the chamber spins, the centrifugal force separates the milk and pulp. The milk passes through a cone-shaped filter, while the pulp, called soya meal, sticks to the sides of the chamber. The soya meal goes off to be sold for cattle and pet food. The milk stays behind to be transformed into tofu. Still piping hot, it goes into the coagulation tank to be thickened into curd. But first, they add different herbs and spices because this batch will be sold as flavoured tofu. They add the coagulant, magnesium chloride, along with water to activate it. Then more stirring. It takes about 15 minutes for the soybean milk to congeal into soybean curd, otherwise known as tofu. When it's ready, it's still steaming and soggy, so they run it through a perforated cylinder to drain as much liquid as possible. By the time the tofu comes out the other end of the cylinder, it's relatively dry.